Good morning, everyone. Sidekick Guy here, depending upon when you're watching this. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I know I'm going live a little bit early, but I'm trying out a whole bunch of new technology today. And, you know, as usual with a lot of the things I do, live streams and just general technology stuff, things seem to go wrong. So I figured I might as well just get it. Start it, and if we're still going when it's a scheduled time, that's good. This is like, I don't know, the pre-show for what we're going to be doing today, which is going down to Hangout Fest here in Gulf Shores, Alabama. And I was there yesterday, and it was just amazing. Hey, Bama Guy, how are you doing? You know, speaking of local people, thank you for tuning in. I just met the nicest person at Crystal, where I picked up, and her name was Jessica. In case you happen to be watching this later, Jessica, it was a pleasure talking to you. She said, you might be the most interesting person I talked to today, and this is before I even mentioned YouTube or anything else. And I said, I hope you encounter more interesting people than me. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Another one of my friends in Alabama, who I have yet to actually meet face to face, but at some point I know that we will. I was just talking about Jessica, who I met at Crystal, and she was just a really nice person. Kept me company while I was waiting for my 2 orders that I do have on board right now. Both of them going to Shelby. She probably ordered something and then forgot and then ordered again, so I don't mind going twice. Anyway, we're going to do Hangout Fest today. There's a music festival at the beach at Gulf Shores, and it's every year, and it's called Hangout Fest. And Paramore's actually going to be there tonight along with other bands. It goes all weekend. I've just mentioned them because they're there tonight at 8:30 and because I also like Paramore. We won't be going there at 8:30 at night, though. However, it goes all day, and it's, 9 a.m. local Central Time. It will be busy when we go down there. But we do have to drop off this order that we have on board first. Let me flip around here, and you can see we got Shelby. And coming to Panama City Beach, June 1st through the 4th. That's relatively close. You should do some dashing while you're there, definitely. Anyway, we have both Shelby's orders on board as well. That's great, Jeff. I want to do some more traveling for sure around here. I just haven't figured out how to kind of niche it in to my content, because I've done road trips before, but there's just been a lot going on. You know, there was the layoff at Comcast, and then I figured I'd have another 2 or 3 years because I have a 5-year plan. My entire life I've had a 5-year plan. My 5-year plan was to stay in Atlanta until about 2025. But with the layoff, my wife insisted that we go ahead and retire early and move down here into the Gulf Shores. So she turned my life upside down, but that's what women do. So I'm still in the process of getting everything finalized here. The house in Atlanta is sold, closed, money's in the bank account. The house we moved into, we couldn't close on the closing date because there's some type of a probate issue. Both the people that lived in the house died last year within a few months of each other. It's an over 55 community, so it's not uncommon. They were both, older people. Anyway, so they thought they could sell the house because the first person who died had transferred their interest to the second person, but unfortunately, because the second person hadn't done all their paperwork, it's in limbo, in probate. But fortunately, the people were nice enough to let us live there, and we're paying all the expenses and everything while we live there. We just haven't technically closed on the house. So long story short, we have a place to live. It's just not really ours. I just spent $10,000 putting in an HVAC unit, so I hope they don't try and back out of the deal, because I'll rip that baby right back out and put it in the next house I buy if that happens. Where was I going with that? Anyway, so we're here. I want to do more traveling and stuff. So when you travel and you DoorDash, there's a few tricks. And the first video I made, I think I failed miserably, but I figured everything out. So if you want to dash anywhere else, what you have to do is literally drive to where you think would be a populated area, where you think there would be a DoorDash zone. So that's like any town more than 10,000 people, maybe even smaller than that. And then you literally just refresh the app. You either restart it or you start it up, and then from the map screen go to like your earnings screen, and then double back to the map screen. And then if there's any zones there, the whole map will change and it'll show you all your nearby zones. And it's also, the borders of states have a lot to do with it. It's really strange. For example, I'm right on the border of Florida. Pensacola won't show up though. None of the Florida zones will show up unless I'm actually in Florida. But I've got a zone literally 15 miles away in Pensacola, but it doesn't show up. Just these zones here in Alabama show up. And there's some that are strange. There's a few that I guess DoorDash is probably trying to grow them because it's $5 peak pay all day long. Unfortunately, they don't do that by the hour because peak pay by the hour is kind of cool. It doubles, so it would be $10 an hour plus whatever the hourly is. I missed that. If you want to email me about it or talk to me or call me about it, feel free. If you don't have my contact information, just email me. SideGigDude, not side guys, SideGigDude@gmail.com. As you guys know, I do try and answer all my emails and comments and stuff like that. I think the audience is the most important thing about this thing. Yeah, you got it, LOL. For some reason, maybe my glasses work better down here. I can actually see comments when they're coming in. I always was my bigger complaint in Atlanta. Also, I guess I could say that there's a lot less distractions here, so maybe it's easier for me to concentrate on the technology. Driving in Atlanta is completely different than driving in Alabama, as you can see. This is, and the locals call this, oh, there's the traffic is getting bad on this road. It's like, yeah, there's no traffic here. This is a dream for me. Let's make sure we're going the right direction. If you haven't seen any content from me in a while, like a week or so, it's because I'm working on both a beginner DoorDashing video and an advanced DoorDashing video. And I want to drop them at the same time because the beginner one is only going to be like 5 minutes long. It'll be like a 10,000 foot view, but I'm going to reference all these other little things. And if I'm referencing all these other little things in a different video, I kind of have to have the other video done first. So I'm working on that right now, both of them kind of at the same time. And the reason I'm doing that, for anybody who out there is, actually I've gotten a lot of searches that are just how to DoorDash or how do I DoorDash, and I've never really done just a true, okay, this is how you sign up, you know, that's the easy part actually. Here's how you DoorDash. It's literally, that's actually pretty easy too. You just click on some buttons. And I think I also got kind of turned on to the idea of doing that video because I try to explain to my relatives that I have down here, my in-laws, my wife's family, what I do. And it's just like a deer in headlights. They have no concept of what I'm doing or how I'm doing. And I think a lot of them have bad connotations about DoorDash and what it is and stuff. But the other night it was fun. I was over at their house and it was going to be a couple hours before we had dinner. And so I just left and I went out and DoorDashed for a couple hours and came back, and they were real surprised. They go, "You mean you could just leave and just go do that and then come back?" I go, "Yeah, I made $20 while I was waiting for you guys to hurry up with dinner." And they were not astonished, but they were surprised at the business model or just how easy it is. All right, so once again, I'm dashing by the hour here, and I'll explain why I'm dashing by the hour here shortly. There's no special directions or anything on this. It's just leave by the door. Actually, I got a couple minutes. I'll go ahead and talk to that. All my runs pretty long here. That's reason number one. This one is still have another 6 minutes left to go to drive. But the main reason you would ever drive by time, and this is important, if anybody's listening or considering it, the only reason you would ever do it is if you live in an area where people tip on almost every order. And that is the case here. But I would say about 9 out of 10 deliveries have some kind of a tip, whether it's a small tip or a big tip. There's big tips here too, by the way, because it's touristy, and there's a lot of people who come here and get Airbnbs and they order their food even though they have a kitchen. Anyway, I digress. Since I know I'm probably going to get a tip on every one, there's no need for me to cherry pick. So it's much better to just drive by time, because I know that I'm guaranteed my tip plus however much time I spend on these runs. And I still try and get them done as quick as I can, because you want a lot of opportunities to get a tip. But if anything goes wrong, like I had waited to Crystal for about 10 minutes, no big deal. You might have wasted some time for another tip opportunity, but at least I got paid for that whole time. Like this run, I know I'm rambling real fast. This run will take probably about 30 minutes from beginning to end. The hourly rate here is $12.50. So I know I'm guaranteed about me on both orders. But we'll see. You guys will get a chance to see. We're going to drop off in about 4 minutes if you got something you want to do in the meantime. bathroom. Which it disappeared too quick. I think maybe you might have been asking about which side gigs I've signed up for, and I'm still waiting. So I have an ongoing love-hate relationship with the Spark people. I tried to sign up with Spark when I lived back in Atlanta well over a year ago, and my application was lost or got whatever. We went back and forth with support. After a while, it was just almost frustrating to just go back and forth with them, and you can't start over. Once you've given them an email address and a telephone number, an open application. But now that I've moved,
at the stop sign,
I can do. I've got to do for an email address. I'll use my Gmail email address. I'm going to try to sign up with Spark because I was sitting at Walmart the other day, just kind of bored. This phone doesn't have as much volume, so sometimes I do just kind of sit for 30 or 45 minutes with nothing coming in. And I couldn't believe the number of Spark drivers going in and out of Walmart. I've got it on time lapse on one of my videos. I just posted up the road trip video, and I put questions over the top of it so you can't really see, but if you watch it, you can see that probably 15 to 20 Spark drivers come and go out of this Walmart in less than an hour. So I really want to get back in with Spark. I signed up with Shipped and got accepted, and I love Shipped, especially down here again because of the tips. I get between 20 tipped on the average order. If it's a small order, I might only get $5 or $10, but any order where it's more than a couple $100 in groceries or stuff from Target or something, it's usually a $20 to $50 tip. In fact, this morning I just got a $20 tip for something I did yesterday. Out here, I've also noticed that the GPS sometimes does not match the addresses, so I'm always real careful to look at the DoorDash map and kind of compare with where I'm going. Looks right. But we'll get this dropped off. We're literally in the country now. We'll flip back to the front. I'll get this dropped off and then I'll talk some more. We'll try and get to the beach. If you're joining late, the goal here is to get to Hangout Fest. It is amazing. First of all, just imagine every hot, and maybe not so hot, man, female in their bathing attire, walking the streets, all going to this concert, probably drunk and high. I don't know. I'm not judging. If that's your thing, if you want to do that, but they just look like they're having the time of their life, and that is cool. I get a lot of energy from people who are having a good time and are doing that. I have no desire to do it. Big old dead zone. So that happens. I'm not sure if that's ever happened to you guys before when you have no signal at all. So I'm going to show you what you're supposed to do in this scenario as soon as I actually get somewhere where I have some signal. And I'm assuming I do. If anybody wants to pop a little message in there and let me know, that'd be great. But it looks like I have service again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drive a little bit further. I'm nowhere near the customer. About right here looks good. Markeem Drive. Dead end. Switch this back over. Okay, so we had to drop, but we had absolutely no signal at the drop place. So we're going to flip this around. And what I did was, when I was at the door, I just took a picture with my camera. So we haven't even completed the delivery step yet. By the way, I'm still getting paid by the hour. So complete the delivery step. It wants me to take a picture, and I already did take a picture, but I can't take like a live picture. But if you click take a picture, I don't know if you've ever noticed, you can upload a picture that you've already taken. I don't have any bad pictures in here. So I uploaded a picture that I took from their desk, or I'm sorry, from my phone of their porch. So that's order number 1. Now here's order number 2. This is from Hangout Fest, by the way. Yeah. I guess I probably shouldn't do that. Okay, there we go. And you can see. So the delivery was completed. All right, did we make any money? Let's see if we got stiffed. Look at that. So she tipped $2.50 on the first one and $5 on the second one. So $7.50 tip. And the base pay was let's see, 687 plus another 2, so 887 in base pay, $16.37. It says the duration was about half an hour. I didn't take a picture of the screenshot of this, but that sounds about right. A little bit like about half an hour. So if I stay busy, I'm making $30 an hour down here. That's what I mean. The tips really can make or break a zone. And I wasn't so mad at my wife that she wanted to move down here once I had DoorDashed in this zone for a while and figured out that, oh, this is nothing like Mapleton, Georgia, where you almost had to cherry pick. And it was so hard to be a top dasher because 50% of the people would leave a tip. And every zone's a little different. Like Jeff, when we dashed, your zone was a relatively generous zone as well. Maybe it's just Alabamians are better tippers than Georgians. I don't know. But I can tell you that had relatively good tips. And here, 90% of the tips are just like the one you just saw, $7.50. I'm happy with $5, to be honest. If I were to get $5 tip on every run that I got, I'd be perfectly happy. Sorry if I lost some of you there when the internet cut out. We're kind of in the country, and I have T-Mobile as my provider. They, I don't know, everybody can either love or hate any provider. I've had some time of a city and get into the country. It gets a little more sporadic with T-Mobile and a little better with AT&T. I don't know. I'm sure everybody has their own opinion. We're gonna try and get to Hangout Fest. So let's get back into town. I got about a 5-mile drive to the east, which is a right turn, which is what we're doing. Let's give a shout out to Mr. Welty. If you're, I'm sure if you've got to watch this later, you might see it. I'll tag you in there as well. He was doing a live stream and caught something really racist. Let's just call it what it is. You know, somebody he delivered to this. I'll fat shame him. It's fat guy, fat white guy. There now it's racist the other way. And Welty rolled down the window to hand him his food, and the guy literally said, he goes, "Oh wow, a white guy." And you know, people should just think before they talk. You know, I didn't think at all before I just said this story, but I'm just recounting facts. I'm not being racist either way. That's what happened. And you know, you can make a lot of generalizations. Maybe this guy orders DoorDash every day, and every day he gets a black guy, and he just couldn't believe he got a white guy. It's like, does it really matter the color of the skin of the person who's delivering your food? It shouldn't. And you know, anyway, it was cool that he caught it live. I've considered putting my laptop in here over to my right and catching that, but I think it's more interesting to be able to flip this one around when I'm out so that you can see the front. And I can't really do that with my laptop unless somebody's a real expert on live streaming and can show me how to set up a studio here in my car, and I can go from 3 different camera angles like they do in the cash cab. I love it out here. This is the way it should be. It may not be as busy, you know, as we were in Atlanta, but I don't have to deal with Atlanta traffic. I don't have to deal with Atlanta hassles. I've even noticed some things that Apple Health has picked up on since I've been here. I used to climb about 16 flights of stairs a day, believe it or not. And most of it was just little, you know, 2-story, 3-story apartments, you know, hustle them up and hustle back down. And there's just not a lot of that here. So I used to climb about 16 flights, and now I climb about on average about 4 flights of stairs a day. I've also noticed my heart rate, though, is higher here by 10 beats a minute. I'm assuming that's just because it's hotter down here. Oh, I tinted my windows. 100%, if you're thinking about tinting your windows, pay the extra money and get the ceramic tinting. It has nothing to do with privacy or the shade of the window. It just blocks the heat. And so it blocks 80 to 90% of the heat that comes from the sun, and it really only tints the windows just a little bit. And it's like a difference between night and day in my car now. So much cooler and nicer. Plug this phone in. I use a different phone when I'm I'm DoorDashing. The phone I use when I'm DoorDashing, because all the sounds come across the radio. So we got one more highway to go and we'll be back to town, so to speak. There's one major road that runs from the Gulf of Mexico up north to I-10 through my town, through Foley, Alabama. It's called Highway 59 or Mackenzie Street. And the city planners here, I'm not going to say that they aren't planning correctly, but everything is growing right along that road. And there's several north-south streets that they could actually develop and start popping in, grocery stores and restaurants and things like that, and then build the houses out there rather than put everything on 59 and then just only put houses out in the country, because the traffic on that road can be a little horrendous. So I'm learning the back roads, like that one we just passed, 65. If I need to get from the north end to the south end, I'll drive a couple miles out to that highway just to circumvent all of the traffic that's on the main road in Foley. And there's a paved road here also, a toll. It's not really a toll road, it's a toll bridge, and I didn't know about it until I had to go over it for the first time, and I paid my $2.75, and then I went to come back, and I'm used to the Northeast where if you go over a bridge one way, a lot of times you don't have to pay to come back the other way, but they charge you going both ways. I said to the toll person, I said, "Are you going to pay you again? I just paid you to go over this bridge this way." And he said, "Again, because I'm not going to pay you a flat fee plus a monthly fee, plus still have to pay to go over the bridge. It's just a discount. I'll just avoid this stupid bridge." It does save a lot of time though, because that road is 55 or 60 miles an hour, and there's not hardly any traffic on it. Wonder why. Oh, hey, noises. So Chick-fil-A, 7.6 miles. Once again, we're doing by time, not by order, so that's the only information we got. I accept every order. I know they probably don't. Well, all right, I don't accept every order. If that would have been like a shop and deliver for 100 items, or even a grocery store shop and deliver, I probably wouldn't have taken it. Zip over there and pick that one up. A nice thing about a small town is I can leave my car running. I literally used to have to turn off and lock my car everywhere I'd go in Atlanta, not just at restaurants, but even when I was dropping off, I didn't feel comfortable not locking my car when I was away from it. But here, I just leave it running. Watch me get my car stolen while I'm in the middle of a live stream. That would be awesome. The road in front of us, flip this over, is that main road I was just talking about, Mackenzie. And the Chick-fil-A is not too far away. I think it's about a mile north of us, so we'll zip up there. The ocean, or I'm sorry, not the ocean, but the beach, Gulf of Mexico, is to the right or to the south, that way. And we are going to get out there because, as promised, this is like the pre-show. We're almost to 9:30, so it's almost the real show. Hangout Fest is, as promised, we are going to get out there. If I have to pause the dash to get out there, we will get out there. Because it's awesome. I mean, if I was really trying to make a lot of money or something today, which I'm not, just actually kind of chilling and enjoying my weekend, it wouldn't be good because the traffic is crazy. They've got road closures and one-way traffic and diversions and things like that, but the visuals, let's just call them that, are worth it. I got and my entire flash drive on my webcam, I was just like, all right, well, I've got to dump every file on here because I don't want to risk overwriting anything that happened yesterday. So I took my flash drive out, dumped it all onto my laptop, and put it back in just in case something would overwrite. Flip it around here. So a lot of people, a lot of dashers, if any of you guys are dashers and you live in a small market, you dash in a small market, this is kind of what it looks like. You have one main road and all the restaurants are along that road. And that's kind of what we have in Foley. We're kind of right on where all the restaurants are at. This zone has one little advantage though, because it doesn't just have this little north-south pocket along this road. If I go all the way to the beach, there's a beach boulevard that runs east and west and connects this beach with Orange Beach and some other ones. And so I have an east-west bunch of restaurants down there as well. The traffic is a little bit more difficult, but the tips are even better down there, because when people are on vacation, you know, they're just more generous. They'll let you tip. See how that person just let me go? Left turn at four-way stop does not have the right-of-way. They have the right-of-way, but everybody is so nice here. They all wave and, oh yeah, you go. I'm in no hurry. I love it. In Atlanta, they wouldn't have let me go if I had the right-of-way. They'd have, 3 people would have cut me off. Anywhere, probably, any big city, not just Atlanta. But down here in Foley, I have the right-of-way all the time. I guess maybe it's just my red car. I don't know. Four-way stop, stuck forever. Well, so sometimes I do get stuck a little bit because everybody's trying to be so polite to everybody else, and so I never wave anybody on. I've gotten in the habit of when I pull up to a four-way stop, I just keep my hands on my steering wheel like I'm getting pulled over by the cops, and whoever waves me on first, that's when I go. And if I know I have the right of way, I just take it. But turning left, that was virtually a tie. You know, they could have just went. All right, we're at Chick-fil-A. I can't really park in any way to where you can see what I'm doing, so I'll just point the camera over here at Krispy Kreme. I'll leave it running, and I will hop out and get it. If anybody steals the car, I don't know what you do. Call 911. I'm at the Chick-fil-A in Foley. Let them know. So I didn't even notice when I got out. This was an LOP, large order program. Yeah, I'm still alive. Car's still here. Yay. Amazing, huh? So, yeah, this was an LOP, large order program. Didn't even notice it. If you going by the hour, don't think that for any reason you're going to get cheated out of, large order program. You will still get it. This is literally about 10-piece nuggets, so like 100 nuggets or something like that, and a couple drinks. So, where is my phone? It's here. So, take a photo of my catering bag, which I didn't do. All good. Confirming pickup. You guys all know it's a large order program, right? It's not guaranteed you're going to get a 15% tip on the grand total, but a lot of times you do.
Route to 345 Oak Park Court.
Let's see if we can see how much the order is on this one. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. You can on this one. So the total is $107.87. So if I get a 15% tip, that's a $15 tip on this one. And we just got a $7.50 tip on the last one. And when I say you do the math, I actually do mean you do the math, because I'm not very good at math, so other people have to do it for me. Let's flip this around so you can see this craziness. Check this chick out. Oh, I didn't flip it, darn it. So there's all these people in town for Hangout Fest, and they're all being kind of crazy. It's gone. Too late.
Turn right, then turn right.
The hourly works for me because this is a zone where the tipping is just really good. 9 out of 10 orders, I get some kind of a tip, whether it's $2 or $5 or $10 or whatever. That's, I really think, the only time getting paid by the hour works on DoorDash, to be honest. Because, I mean,
turn right.
DoorDash will try and justify it that, oh, you've been waiting at this restaurant a long time. You could get paid by the hour for waiting. Well, who wants to get paid $12 an hour to just sit at a restaurant? That's not where the real money is in this gig. The real money is in the tips. So you want to still hustle and do as many opportunities as you can. But I don't need to cherry pick orders and look for good orders. Every order is a good order here. Everybody is tipping. So I would rather have the safety net of an hourly wage, so that if for some reason I have to drive a long distance, or if somebody keeps me waiting at a restaurant, while that reduces my opportunity for a tip, at least I know I'm getting paid. I won't get cheated out. Like the last one that we did, I probably would not have seen an offer if I was going by the offer of $17. Offered me around $9 to deliver that. But since I was doing it by the hour, I got the tips, plus it was a 20-minute drive out to their house. So it worked out much better than, and I've tested this out on short runs. I did by the order, and I spent like 15 to 17 minutes on one and still only got the $2.50 base pay. So I said, well, gee, I would have gotten $3.15 or $3.20 base pay if I would have done by the hour, and I still would have gotten the tip. So I'm a big fan of it, only here in Foley, Alabama, and probably Beverly Hills, California, and 20 or 30 other zones spread throughout the United States where it actually works. Please don't come to Foley, Alabama and take this away from me. I am so happy here. DoorDash is on to me, by the way. I guess I should tell you guys this story. So every so often you'll get an email and DoorDash will want you to participate in some kind of user survey or whatever, and I always take the opportunity to do that. And recently I did one, and it was a one-on-one, which is a little bit different. And they really wanted to talk about earn by time, and I'm guessing maybe they were looking at my analytics and going, this guy does only earn by time and he's making pretty good money. And they asked a couple questions which could have been kind of probing at, am I trying to defraud the system? And I just explained that how the tips are down here. And then I have one next week. Somebody has emailed me again right after this one saying that we see that you just recently participated in a survey. We have some follow-up questions we want to ask. So we'll see what that all consists of. I normally, when I was in Atlanta, I would never have worked this way. Unless, I guess there's a third reason people do it. They want to get their acceptance rate up, because with a higher acceptance rate allegedly comes better orders. And I use finger quotations because not everybody believes it, but I actually do believe it. I think a better acceptance rate does get you better tips. Jeff, if you're still listening, I know that you'll back me up on this. You don't necessarily need to be top dasher. That's the advantage of being able to drive whenever you want. But having that higher acceptance rate, it sure seems that the orders you get are better than if you're cherry picking. But I know there's people out there who don't believe that, so I don't want to have that debate. I'm just saying, what works for me works for me. And certainly today is off to a good start. Our first order was about $16, and if this one pans out, and we've got 11 more minutes to drive. So I've been blathering now for about 5 or 6 minutes, and I still have 11 minutes to go. So you can see the runs here are longer in time. If you have a fuel-efficient car and you have to drive a lot of miles, it's not so bad, and we're going in the right direction too. We're headed towards the beach, which is our objective as well. So I'm okay with it. This is going to take, again, probably close to half an hour to deal with from beginning to end. Maybe not quite half an hour. So that's, I know for sure I'm going to get $6.10 or whatever, half of the hourly rate, which is $12.50 here, so $6.25. And then I'll get the tip on top of this. This is a large order program. I'm anticipating the tip to be $15. So all said and done, let's just make a guess. I'm live. How well does Side Gig Guy really know his industry and his business? He thinks he's going to get $6 in base pay, let's just say. And I think I'm going to get, I don't think I'm going to get a full 15%. For some reason, I think people who would order $100 in nuggets are not going to tip 15%. But I bet they tip 10%. So I bet this has a $10 tip and a $6 base, and it's going to be $16. And if any of you want to make your guesses, go ahead. It's Chick-fil-A. It was 2 drinks and 100 chicken minis, basically 10 orders of 10 pieces. You think $10 tip, Ian Hickson? All right. Hey, thanks for joining, Ian. I missed you, man. I know all's going well. We texted yesterday. So yeah, I'm thinking $10 tip. Not that's 10%. We'll see if they go 15%, which is the default. I'll get $15, and I'm thinking $6 base. So 16 to 20. I'm going to stay with 16. I'm not going to waver, but I bet it's more than that too. It's not going to be less. If it's less, I'll be deflated. And then when we're done with this one, we will go about another 10 minutes south, and we will pick up at the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf Shores, Alabama. The beach here on the Gulf of Mexico is not like the Atlantic Ocean, which is what I'm used to, and Pacific Ocean I think is a little bit cleaner than the Atlantic. That certainly doesn't smell. The sand is that sugar white sand, so it's clean and it's nice. I'm a very orderly person. You might say I'm a little like Sheldon Cooper or Monk or somebody like that. This beach has a trash can, a flagpole, and a rules sign about every 50 feet all the way along the beach. Well, not every 50 feet, but I mean, it's very regular how it's paced out. And it's just the most cleanest, nicest, orderly beach I think I've ever seen in my life. And everybody behaves themselves down there. Huge vacation spot.
2 miles. Turn left onto Cotton
A
Creek
lot of
Drive.
condos, high-rise condos, 20, 30 floor condos that line the beach as well. So hopefully I'll get a chance to show you guys all this. We'll cruise the boulevards. In fact, I want to go down there so badly. I'm just going to go ahead and right now I'm ending the stash after this delivery, because I can always pick it back up. It's no problem. So this will be our last run. I'm going while I take you guys down to Hangout Fest, and then we'll start that dash back up again. If I was doing rideshare today, I'd also be making a killing. Peak pay was $8 from downtown Foley, which is behind us, about 10 miles, all the way to the beach. There was $10 peak or $8 peak pay this entire roadway, and that's because people are doing Airbnb just during this time. They leave and they rent out their house, probably during these festivals and things that happen for extra cash. I know in Augusta, Georgia, people who lived there just when they had the Masters, whatever the golf thing is down there. Town looks stupid because I don't know what it is. Anyway, they would rent out their house and just for that 1 week, and they'd make $10,000 just for doing an Airbnb that 1 week that it was there. Is this an apartment? No, it is not. Okay. Let's see how nice the house is. That can also influence. Oh, this is going to a really nice house, guys. So I pulled up the satellite view real quick. I'm going to change my, if anybody wants to change their beds, you can see it's off of a golf course. Not judging. Sometimes people in $1 million houses don't tip, and sometimes people who live in a trailer park will tip the best. It just, you can't tell, but I'm going to make a generalization that they'll do the 15% because they probably don't ever DoorDash anyway. This is probably somebody who's a tourist. $5 tip. Ian's going down now that he sees the house. All right, we'll see. We'll see, my friend. We're about 7 minutes away, so if anybody needs a quick bathroom break, I want to set the stage. I don't want you to be thinking they were going to be there in 30 seconds or an hour. It's 6 more minutes now, according to the GPS. Give you a front view here. And I am working on some new content, but I've got a beginner's guide and an advanced guide to DoorDashing. You know, like if nobody's ever DoorDashed or don't even understand how it works, that's the 101 version, and then there's another video that's going to accompany it. But I have to do them both and publish them both at the same time because the first one's going to reference the second one like crazy. So that's why I'm a little bit content starved right now. I got pulled over for the first time in about 12 years. I posted a short up of the encounter. I mean that seriously. I've never get pulled over. I'm not just talking tickets. I mean just even stopped. And so I got pulled over for going, I think about 40 and a 25. And even the cop was like, he goes, well, it's only 25-mile-an-hour road here. We got a lot of neighbors who complain, but it's a lot different here than in Atlanta. I think all the police in big cities have kind of pulled back. That's just my perception.
At the light.
I could drive any way I wanted in Atlanta, and the cops wouldn't even pay attention to me. Here, there's cops on every corner, and they're watching, figuratively. I'm exaggerating, obviously. But yeah, I was kind of surprised. I've only been here 2 months, and I got pulled over first time in over a decade. I only got a warning, and their warning tickets are kind of nice too. It has a little fold out that says, a child was killed today in a traffic accident, and it was just a driver. It could have been somebody like you. I think it probably said or something like that, just not paying attention or whatever. All right, what do we got here? It's a hand it to me too. Does that influence you, Ian, at all? Since this isn't going to be a leave at the door, it's a hand it to me. It's only 1 or 2% of the orders that actually I'm watching for your comments. So, I mean, that could be a $20 cash tip. That happens here. Obviously, this is probably a rhetorical question. Do we prefer cash tips? I prefer cash tips. And it's not because I don't have to report them to the IRS. I report all my income because who has cash? Psychic guy always carries $100 in change with him. Oh, there's no CODs down here, by the way. DoorDash allows cash on delivery, like for pizza places that want to dispatch their overflow business instead of going to their drivers to send them to DoorDash drivers. And they do that here too, but they don't do any COD orders. They won't send those out to the DoorDash drivers. I digress a little bit into the technical aspect. However, in the general umbrella aspect, I won't pick up at the Papa John's here because I believe that the Papa John's here is scraping the driver tip off of the order. I can't prove it yet, but I did an entire shift and everybody tipped except for the 5 orders that I picked up separately, 5 individual orders out of Papa John's. Everyone was a no tip. Well, no, not everyone was a no tip. It was for 2 or 3 were stiffs, and the other ones were really small. So I said, these are the smallest tips or the no tips I've got all day. This is suspicious because it wasn't the customer. When you pick up from Papa John's, a lot of the times it's the store that's initiating the transaction because they don't have a driver to deliver the delivery order, so they can send it to DoorDash. and they're supposed to keep the tip on there. And technologically, I don't even know if they can steal the tip, but it sure felt like they were stealing the tip. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, pizza delivery is one of the few places you can almost guarantee, depending upon the zone and stuff. And you know what's interesting? When I was 18 years old, so this is more than 30 years ago, one of my first jobs was delivering pizzas at Domino's Pizza. The tipping matrices, amounts, whatever you want to call it, around that, haven't changed much in 30 years. I remember when I was 18, it was pretty standard to get like a $5 bill when you delivered, because people would pay cash or by check. All the people would write checks for pizza. There was no credit carding back in these days. And yeah, they would always put about $5 on the tip. And that's about what it is today. So it's interesting that that hasn't changed really with inflation or anything. All right, we're going to switch to front view. There should be a good cellular coverage this time. We're 1 minute from the drop. Coming into Craft Farms. I did not look at any houses in here.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Craft Farms Boulevard.
This is out of my house budget, which is not to say I cannot afford it. There's a big difference between what's in your budget and what you can afford. Remember that. That's sound, solid financial advice from Sidekick Guy. By the way, his interest rate on his savings account just went up to 3.9%. If you don't have your money in a savings account right now, you should maybe think twice, because I'm making more in my savings account with zero risk than I am in my IRA, which has risk. So, and I know you're probably saying, oh, well, then you're not in the right funds, Jeff. Well, I'm a retiree, so I have to be conservative. But it's real frustrating to only get 2% on an IRA with risk and be able to get 4% on a savings account. So I'm thinking about moving a lot more into savings accounts, to be honest. Okay. All bets are in. All bidding is closed.
Old Park Court. The destination is on your left.
It's going to be unfair to let you bet after we pull in. It's this house right here. Yep. This is about a $500,000 house down here. In Atlanta, in the right neighborhood. Okay, I'll be back. All right, everybody. So first I'm going to guess that they're not local, that this is probably an Airbnb, because when they opened the door, the air conditioning hit me like a wall. It felt like a deep freeze, so not somebody who's climbing up. Let's driveway. Right here, our four ways on. Let's see what we got. Flip it around here. Okay, completing delivery. You guys getting a little nervous? Come on, confirm. Here we go. Oh, that's right. We're ending the dash after this, but we should still get the screen. Come on. We got good service. Well, it gave me $43. Ian's on. He can do the math real quick. Let me pull it up while we go somewhere else, since I didn't get an end screen. Earnings. I know it's 16, so 16, 26, 36, 46. No, it can't be there. All right, you guys that went cheap. Oh, I'm pulling over. I don't think I tried to trick this. I just couldn't get a good picture. So you can see the crystal one down there. That's the first one we dropped off, and then there's the Chick-fil-A. So $5.68 in base pay, so I was about 40 cents off or 32 cents off. Look at the tip, $21.05. So it's double what I thought it would be. I thought it would just be like a $10 tip. I would have been perfectly happy with 10. I'd have been overjoyed with 15, because that would have been 15%. This person tipped 20% of their Chick-fil-A order to a DoorDash driver. Awesome. Yes, wow, wow, wow. All right, let's go down to Hangout Fest. How do I get out of this crazy neighborhood? You ever get caught in a roundabout? That's what I'm caught in right now. Look, I've went around this roundabout like 3 times. Let's try this exit. Yeah, this looks right. My GPS doesn't look right though. It looks like I'm gonna just get stuck in another road. I'll set the. Okay, that's do not enter. Let's try this way. I'm so totally lost right now. But that's okay. We've just got extra 20 bucks. We've made today in 2 deliveries, $43.10. Active time is 1 hour. Dash time was 1 hour and 18 minutes. So we had 18 minutes of idle time, 1 hour of dash time, $43. So it's nice working in a zone where you can make $43 an hour. It kind of offsets your gas a little bit. Somebody popped in a comment. If you want to just say that again, I'll pay attention this time rather than holding my phone up to the camera. I was not able to make $43 an hour in Atlanta. I can assure you of that. And I should, if any customers are watching, thank you for your generosity. When something like that happens, it may not seem like a big deal, an extra $5 or $10 here or there. It means the world to me because it's additive. It's cumulative. For every time that happens to me, if it happens 10 times a day, that can double my salary. And I'm living on a fixed income, and I need all my money. No, I'm just kidding. I never get mad at no tippers. If you don't want to tip, that's your deal. I'm going to move on with my life. I might be a little irked, but I know some people, they confront the no tippers, or they let it bother them all day, or they write down their addresses and they'll never go there again. That's crazy. Don't do that. Just be like a goldfish, like Ted Lasso would say. Oh my gosh. Goldfish, he says this a lot in the show because they only have like a 10-second memory, so they don't remember anything. They swim around the bowl and it's all new. So he says that a lot to his team people. Be a goldfish, because a goldfish will forget their mistakes. And that's how I am about tipping. I try and be a goldfish on bad tips. I remember the good ones though. This one will stick with me. Wow, we've been going for almost an hour. My water. All right, let me give you a little bit of geography for where we're at, because we're real close to the Hangout Fest now and the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf Shores, Alabama is on the Gulf of Mexico. You can Google it if you want to know where it's at. Just Gulf Shores, Alabama. It's an actual town. Just before, well, we actually just crossed into Gulf Shores technically, but I like to say I'm not in Gulf Shores until I go over this bridge. There's a lot of signage up here because of all the roads that are closed, but pay no attention to that. So this bridge goes over a canal. Pensacola, yes. So you can connect to Pensacola from this road. I prefer to take 98 to get to Pensacola because it's closer to my house and there's less beach type traffic. But this road goes over a canal, and this canal connects stuff in Florida like Pensacola, and I wish I could show you left and right. But imagine a very straight man-made canal, which is probably a river that got made into a canal. But it connects Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, watercraft, and mostly small craft, but I've seen some barge traffic on here too. And so as soon as I go over this bridge, now I kind of consider, okay, I'm in Gulf Shores. I'm in Touristville now. And for anybody joining me late, I've turned off the DoorDash app. We're just going down here now just to kind of check out Hangout Fest, which is a music festival that happens here at Gulf Shores every year. One of my favorite groups is playing this year, Paramore, and that might date me a little bit, but since I'm 55, I still think I'm pretty hip. Oh my gosh, it is very busy in this zone right now. Yeah, there's the traffic. You guys can see it up ahead, all the red lights. It's going to only get worse from here. We'll be stopped shortly because this 2-lane is going to go down to 1 lane. and they're going to force people off, which is cool. I know what I bought into. But right now, if we wanted to dash, I never see this zone this busy. Let's let the armor truck in, because I'm a nice guy. No peak pay though, just very busy. So, and I know what this is if I were to log in, because I did this yesterday. It's these tiny short trips of about a mile, but it's right in this traffic. So if I did buy the order, I'd make really good base, but you know, I'd really have to be hopeful that there was a good tip, because otherwise I'd just be getting paid to be stuck in traffic, which is not my cup of tea. It'd be faster right now if I had a bike. You know, you could really probably clean up, because these runs were all less than a mile, and they were all between $5 and $10. I'm sorry, I just missed that comment. My bad. Can I see the comments? Live chat. What does that do? There we go. From Kansas. Do I need to schedule on block? Yes. I put up a poster of what bands are there and what the schedule is, but if you were talking about schedules on side gigs, you're supposed to schedule for DoorDash. It's in my 101 thing, but if you're a top dasher, you can dash anytime. So I just dash whenever it strikes me. In Atlanta, I'd strike me sometimes at 3 or 4 in the morning. That doesn't work out here. There's nothing that's really 24 hours that does DoorDash. So I start my day around 8 in the morning every day. Somebody's probably about to say, well, how come you don't get in the left lane and pass all this traffic? And that's because the left lane's closed up here, and I'm not a jerk. I'm not going to go up there and then cut everybody off. I'm going to be the idiot who sits here in the right lane. Go Texas. See a lot of Texas plates down here. I think that's it's probably an easy vacation spot from there. It's been fun to actually see all the other states. I mean, Alabama, obviously, because we're in Alabama, it's the most popular one, but there's a ton of Florida. That's obviously a close second. And then it's Texas. I don't see a lot of Mississippi, really. I see Georgia once in a while. That's a nice car. He had veterans plates. What is that in front of us? Can't quite see. Looks like Kentucky. No, Arkansas? I can't tell. I really need to get my eyes checked. Closer. Kentucky. Yesterday I had a pickup at this Burger King for $9.50 plus, and it was going 1 mile. It was one of the ones that I actually took, and I was doing by the order, where it was pay by the order. It wouldn't take any chances on pay by the hour. And it ended up being like $12.50. That was kind of nice to just, and it was zipping right down this first road, so I wasn't stuck in too much traffic. I picked up right on the corner and then turned right. So all the other ones were much worse, continuing to go south, which is what we're gonna do. We're gonna head into the real beast of the belly of the beast.
QuickBooks cell phone.
Don't mind me, I'm actually bringing up the feed because somebody was mentioning a comment, and I hate to not respond or pretend like I'm being oblivious. It's just that I really just don't notice things. I apologize. So Holly said, can you scroll back up? Can you read my comment about DoorDash? So we're going back up. Do I need to be scheduled on the block Grubhub? They sent me before COVID. Maybe further up. 3-strike system. Still looking. Here we go. DoorDash banned me over false complaint. They deny my appeals constantly. Be careful. Yes. I right now have a contract violation and haven't been banned. I've heard though, at least on YouTube, not for anybody personally, so everything in YouTube is somewhat anecdotal, but if you do get banned, because people have been banned and then reinstated, you really have to go to a lot of extra effort. You can't just talk to regular support or email regular support. You literally have to, get in contact with somebody at DoorDash corporate or something. And I know there's lots of things you can Google and find ways to do that if you get banned from the platform. But there are things you can do that you'll never come back from either. Mistakes happen, and especially if you can plead your case. But like if you were threatening of a customer or something, that's one of those things where if a customer were to say that, it's hard to prove that you didn't, and it's a risk. DoorDash, I tend to think DoorDash doesn't care, to be honest. I've seen people with lots of contract violations, and for some reason they still keep dashing. Like I know I've had more than 3 contract violations, and I'd say of the 4 or 5 or 6 that I've had, maybe only 1 or 2 were legit. Situations where I got to the restaurant late, and it was my fault for getting there late. We'll just put it that way. I digress. Anyway, so I think a lot of things that motivate DoorDash also, yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. The customer could say anything and you could be done. And so I actually think some people probably been kicked off the platform incorrectly, wrongly, like for some reason you want to get even with your DoorDash driver. Maybe you're a DoorDash driver and you want fewer people in your zone, so you make stuff up. I don't know. But you're right. The DoorDash driver can totally say that and can get you kicked off. But if you're banned from the platform, definitely give it a shot. Search on the internet, what to do if I'm banned from DoorDash. I know that there are email addresses out there of people you can email that will give you better support than just going through regular support. If you have to go through regular support, tell them that you want this escalated, make a big deal about getting an appeal. They'll send you a little form where you give them your email address and your last 4 of your driver's license number and things like that. And then that gets sent to Silicon Valley or whatever for a human to look at. And not that they're not humans, but the people that are being paid to do support for DoorDash are of the same caliber of the people who are doing DoorDash. They are independent contractors. They are probably paid by the number of calls that they handle or something like that. They have no vested interest really except in getting you off the phone. They're just doing their thing. And they won't really care, but they won't be able to. I don't even think they can get you reinstated if you're banned. I know they can't remove contract violations. So, all right, so it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Yesterday morning, strangely enough, was actually busier than this. I was down here at about the same time. You can see here, parking $40. That's cheap. The parking for the actual event, the official parking that we're coming up on, is $100. Now that is for the whole 2 or 3 days or whatever. But $100 just to park your car seems like a lot of money, and is a lot of money. I guess the tickets to this thing initially, when they went on sale months ago or whatever, were like $300 or something. And now if you want to get them, they're like $1,000. This is what somebody told me. I didn't actually look that up, but 1 block away from the beach. And so you can see where it splits up there. Beach Boulevard's actually closed, but we'll turn right. We're allowed to actually go to West Beach. The place called the Hangout is on your left side of the screen. It's that white building that's maybe on the left third. And it's called the Hangout. They're the ones who are actually hosting it. I'm not sure who these people are. Well, she took off fast. And then there's there's all kinds of stuff. We'll see it here in a second. There's a souvenir city there off the right with the shark mouth opening. Got a dude here on his bike. We have a nice little family here. We'll let them cross the street. So actually, we can't get all the way down to Beach Boulevard. We can only get down to this street, which is like, I don't know, 2nd Street probably. That's where the gates are at. It was actually a lot wilder yesterday, Friday, surprisingly, at this time. Between like 10 and 2 yesterday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This whole area was just full of people. It seems pretty sedated now. I guess maybe they're all sleeping. That could be it. From a night of wild partying. So I guess I'll have to come back here later on. This isn't nearly as cool as I thought it would be. Or not like yesterday, let's just say. Yesterday this was pretty wild. I don't know what I expect for 10 in the morning. I'm the only person out there who has this whole thing that expects things to be happening at 10 in the morning, and they never are. All right, well, since the zone is busy, why don't we DoorDash? It's not bad traffic. It's busy. It's still very busy. So dashing now. I'll dash for a couple hours. We should get something right off the bat. I don't think that bike is actually street legal. Burger King. I didn't hear the announcement though. All right, let's go get it. Picking up here in Gulf Shores and going all the way to Orange Beach. Or maybe not all the way, 5 miles.
Starting route to 1501 Gulf Shores Parkway. At the next light, turn left.
So this will be kind of a fun little experiment. I know you guys can watch this back later to see how the tips are in my zone compared to your zone. In my zone, Foley Gulf Shores, I dash by time always. I dash by time always because I know
At the light, turn left onto Gulf Shores Parkway.
that 9 out of 10 deliveries are going to have a tip, and I'd say almost half of the tips here are redonkulously high, higher than normal, higher than average. So it just pays to just dash by time. Might as well just get paid. The only place I can see this burning me really is when the store is closed or if somebody's taken the order. Because in those cases, it hasn't happened since I've been here. That's another thing that's really weird. The food doesn't get stolen here. Imagine that. You actually go there and the food is always there. It's sometimes I may not be ready, but it's always there. Anyway, so in the old days, pay by time, if the store was closed, you'd get half of the tip, and that's it. You wouldn't get any base pay at all for that. And same with the restaurant didn't have the food. I don't know if they've changed that. I've given DoorDash feedback that that's not fair. That's outside the driver's control. They've done half the work. Just like by the order, they should get half of what the base pay is. So I would say if you're doing it by the hour, you should get paid for the time that it took you to drive from wherever you were to the store, and then the time it took you to figure out that you're not going to get anything up. But like I said, that doesn't seem to happen down here.
Turn left.
We're going back to that Burger King actually, where I was talking about that I got that $12.50 run. It's like a $10 tip out of it. I've only got a couple people on. I'm going to be completely honest with you right now on lives, because I used to do a live every Monday when I was growing the channel called Just One Dash. And it was more just to grow the channel. As soon as the channel reached its monetization point, I stopped doing lives. And I'm also focusing a lot on more quality. But being perfectly honest with you right now, why I'm doing this live, I just realized that there's a lot more money in doing lives than there is in doing shorts. And I have a lot of fun doing shorts. I like to produce 15-second, 30-second, 1-minute content and watch it get, a couple thousand views when it gets dropped. I think I get a lot of eyeballs. I know 1,000 is a lot in the grand scheme of billions of people, but you know, it's fun to do that, to drop a video and watch it get 2,000 views right off the bat. But the money that you make on shorts is just nothing. I think I've made probably 50 cents on all the shorts that I've done. And on lives, you get about half the amount that you would get on a actual video. So being perfectly honest with you, I'm being a little greedy. That's the whole purpose behind this live today, was to go to Hangout Fest, which now turned out to be a big dud because everybody's still sleeping from the night before. And also to make some money. And to entertain you guys. Come on. This is fun. Look at here, let me switch my camera. Look at how much fun this is, driving around town, picking up food and delivering it to people's houses. I mean, this is a thrill a minute. Anything's possible. Anything could happen. We could walk into a store and they could say, it's going to be 10 minutes for your food. All right, I digress a little. I'm being mean. I'm going to do this one more delivery. We're about 2 or 3 minutes away from the Burger King. We're going to drop it off, and we're going to see what kind of a ginormous tip we got again, and then we'll call it a shift. Because I don't want to have too long of a video for you to watch, and I can see that we're already like at 73 minutes for this one. And then maybe we'll do another one today. You know, maybe we'll do another one that's just half an hour after Hangout Fest picks up a little bit. I really wanted to give you an idea of what it looked like yesterday, but it's just not there yet. Maybe it'll pick up after 12. You know what I should do is I should probably look to see when the music starts. That would be smart. Do your show prep before you actually just hop in the car and drive. All right. Oh, you little bastard. Sorry. Don't demonetize me for that. I'm going to turn left. I think I can still do it. Haha, you got cheated. So somebody was going to go into the left lane and drive like 3 blocks to make this left right here, and they got stopped though by somebody that was actually turning left a block back. So I feel like they got some karma there. All right. Let's talk about the order since we're just sitting here. Obviously nothing. You don't get any information when you're driving by time. So I clicked arrive by store, make sure I got my drinks. We got a large Coca-Cola, 2 large Coca-Colas, and 4 5-piece French toast sticks. So 20 French toast sticks. This is like the nugget order. I just had 100 nuggets from Chick-fil-A, 10-piece. Now I've got 4 5-piece French toast sticks and 2 soft drinks. That's probably not enough to make it over $100. I don't think it's going to be a large order or anything. Oh, and the name is Jamie Lee M. Not Jamie Lee C, Jamie Lee M. And this Burger King, they don't start DoorDash orders until the DoorDasher gets there, so I'll have to wait. Have you guys ever done this? I do this in the zone. So, and it works. It may not work where you are, but you might want to give it a try. So you go to McDonald's and the lobby's supposed to be open and it isn't. And so you have to go through the drive-through, but the drive-through line is like insane. Most of the time I just unassigned those, but I tried something new. So I'm at the McDonald's, I pushed the button to call the store. And they answered on like the second ring McDonald's. I said, hi, this is DoorDash. Can you guys open the door and give me the DoorDash order so I don't have to wait in the drive-through? And they go, yeah, no problem. I hung up and they literally brought me the food. I'm going to include it in my either the beginner or the advanced video. I don't know which one, but I thought, well, this is a trip. I should have just been doing this all along instead of just unassigning these.
Turn left.
All I had to do was ask. All right. I will not be leaving the car running this time because we're too close to the beach. There's too many out-of-towners, crimes of opportunity. So I will bring the phone in with me. You guys can get a look at what it looks like to sit at Burger King for 15 minutes and wait for them to make your food. No, it's not going to take that long, but it would be really nice if when these popped up on the screen, they actually just made it. Maybe somebody else had it and it got unassigned and now it's already made, it's ready for me. We might get lucky. Let's see. All right. Home of the Whopper. Let's get Jamie Lee's food. I'll flip this around. I'm just going to leave this oriented like this so I can be kind of casual. visual. Nobody will see what I'm doing. How's it going?
What's the name?
Jamie Lee. Schweitzer French toast sticks. How you doing?
What size did it say?
Let's see. It was 2 large Cokes and 4 5-piece French toast sticks. Smoky in here.
I got 2 sauce eggs, chicken fish. Yes, sir.
I got my drinks. food ever comes up, I will have to put you guys in my pocket, I think, to carry all this. Just might happen here in just a minute. Coming, guys, bear with me. Yay. All right. Boy, that's zoomed in. Dang. There we go. Woo! All right. Let's just catch a breath here for just a minute. They are so slow. All right, so while we were there and waiting for them to make this food, DoorDash gave me an add-on. And whatever, I used to look to see if it kind of made sense, you know. Does it make sense to actually do these runs? You know, are they close to each other? Is somebody's food gonna get cold? And while I do care about the customer experience, lately I've just been like, okay, DoorDash, whatever. You want to give me a run doing this? I'll do it. That's cool. So anyway, we're going to confirm the pickup at Burger King. And then it's got me going to Soul Bowls in Gulf Shores, which hopefully is close. Yeah, it's 2 minutes walking distance. So it must be literally within visual range. Let me look around here and see if I can find it. Soul Bowls. This is like a chain that does bowls of some kind of food. Called Soul Bowls. It's probably right along this grocery store here. So yes, it is very close. Anyway, you guys can help me look for it. If you see a place called Soul Bowls, just yell out. I don't see it anywhere over here. Let's go try the other side. Looks like I'm getting closer. Oh, there it is, Soul Bowls. I see it. It's kind of hard to see. Wait till I turn this around. You guys will see. Here, I'll tilt that up a little bit. So there's the Subway, then there's Island 10, and then you can kind of see Soul Bowls there next to the liquor store. Yeah, they got just like a banner. They got it, signs are us. And park like Welty does right here in the handicap spot. We put our four ways on. And I'm only gonna be here a second. I got a side. I got a 90-year-old smoker though that just pulled up right next to me. Delivery in progress. Everybody chillax. And I'm gonna be right back. one item, and it was ready. It was a drink. Kind of thought it would be. Unfortunately, it's cold. It's both a cold item and my hot item, or my hot bag. It'd be nice if, you know, we had all the equipment for every possible contingency, you know, but it just didn't work out that way. Okay, so it looks like we're dropping off Kelsey first, even though we picked up Kelsey second. Yeah, that'd be nice. Little walk across the parking lot. People have done that. I don't know what your shortage delivery is, but I had one that was under 500 feet one time, or 500 yards, I'm sorry. Or was it 500 feet? It was literally outside of the McDonald's, down the street, 3 houses. And I was just like, wow. Just wow. Ugh. I always feel a little bit weird though when, you know, I'm assuming the DoorDash is doing a good job routing. Tongue in cheek there. But when I pick up the second order and then I'm dropping off the second order first, I don't know, it just feels like the first person picked up should be the first person dropped off. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it as DoorDash wants it. Oh, thank you very much. Can I go too? Just got out of the lane I wanted to get into. Why is my system's not working here? Oh, I see why. This goes here. This goes here. Cords got crossed. Streams were crossed. All right. So this makes no sense how we're doing this. So this delivery is going about 7 minutes away. That can't be the way it wants me to go. That would not be to this destination. So we're going to stop. See, stuff like this happens a lot with DoorDash. Okay, directions again. There we go. Go. That's what we're doing.
Starting route to 437 West Beach Boulevard.
Hold on, everybody.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn right onto Windmill Ridge Road.
All right, I see what it's doing now. Okay. Everything's under control. Going back towards the beach again, and we're going to drop off this order. So what DoorDash did, it had this double. It wasn't a stack originally. It gave me the second order, but this second order is a lot like one of those ones that was coming in yesterday. And I bet everybody was declining it. So this one might be our first no tip of the day. It's as add-on stacks often are. If you're an experienced dasher, you know this. Whenever you get a stacked order and it's 2 different restaurants, one of them is a loser. Sometimes they're not, but a lot of times they'll give you that good order and then, oh, hey, by the way, we need you to, you know, take some crap also. Take a bite of this crap sandwich because nobody's delivering this order. So you get the good one and a bad one. And so I'm cool with that. I get DoorDash. They got a business model. Somebody's got to deliver it. So since they're giving me one good order, I'm going to take this probably no tip order. The only reason I think it's no tip is because it's going such a short distance and because it was added on after the fact.
Turn right onto Windmill
and
Ridge
because
Road.
it was picking up after but then dropping off first, which leads me to believe it's probably been sitting there a while and they're trying to get this one done. So let's do it. We're 4 minutes away. I'm going to make a prediction right now that this one will be no tip. It's kind of hard to compute the base on this because I've technically been paid since the moment I accepted the Burger King order. So at the end, I'll get a card that will tabulate both orders. And ultimately, all I expect is that I got paid from the moment I accepted that big burger. Let me start from the beginning. What I really expect is that I got paid from the moment I accepted that Burger King order until I dropped off every other order that's in my car, after the fact, sequentially, incrementally, whatever. When they're all gone, I want to be paid for that whole time. So however DoorDash breaks it up, I don't really care. But I can I bet 50-50. I wish Ian was still on. We could just bet all day. That'd be kind of a fun little broadcast, just like bet, and see who is closer, the DoorDasher who's doing the work or the audience. And then maybe I'd even give away a prize. Yeah, maybe we'll do that with just one dash sometime. We'll do just one dash. We'll do it live, and we'll see who can get the closest, and I'll play along, and whoever gets the closest, should we do without going over, like The Price is Right? I always hated that without going over because it seemed like it would kind of lock you in. I'm just going to do who's the closest, and if you go over, that's okay. Whoever's the closest to the tip. We could even do a couple things. Whoever's closest to the tip and whoever's closest to the total payout, base plus tip. I like that. We'll do that next time. But this is a no tipper, I guarantee it. We'll see. Another thing that was kind of a clue was it was sitting there ready to go instantly. It's like, huh.
In 1 mile, turn left onto West Beach Boulevard.
Oh, we got a message from Kelsey. This is our no tipper message, I guess. Oh, no message went away. Well, maybe DoorDash is doing that. They've been talking a lot about restricting texting and stuff like that. Normally I can read messages that come in. I tried to look at it, and for a second a message popped up saying, for your safety, yada yada yada, and then even that disappeared. So she's trying to send us a message, and it's probably vital information considering the roads are closed here, but DoorDash has decided that it's safer for them to not give me this information unless I'm at a complete stop. Unfortunately, there's a red light up here, so we'll look at it then. What's the address? No sweet or anything. Okay.
At the next light, turn left.
Jamie Tart, Jamie Tart on the screen. Should I try and make it, or should I hope for the red so I can read the text? I'm gonna get the red. All right. So hopefully when I stop, DoorDash will reveal this message.
At the light, turn left onto West Beach Boulevard.
Still nothing. All right, 1 minute away. I'll text, and maybe that will let me see. Nope, I still can't see what her message is. Did you send me a text? It didn't pop up. So we're flying blind. Whatever message she said is gone. We'll hope for the best. I think it's just past this light. I don't know.
Arrived.
Is there a unit number? That might be one building off. $16.01. Okay. I am pulling up now in a red car. Let's try the next building. I can roll down my windows to say it's safe. Is this 437 right here? It just has the address 437 West Beach. That way? Okay, thanks. All right. We're getting closer. I'm getting hot though. Same here, period. What is the name of the complex? Island Tower. Okay. I'm still looking, period. Are you where the pin drop is on the map? Oh, I see. Wait a minute. I see Island Tower now. So a situation where the street address is not where they're at. All right. I had the wrong numbers. Keely? Hi, it's just texting you. Sorry about that. I had the wrong numbers on my phone. Thank you. You bet. She was literally just standing there looking at me, wondering what an idiot I was. Okay, let's see if I was right. Oh, that's right. We won't know for a little bit because we have to go drop the other one first. That noise is my air conditioning getting ramped up to full power because I'm all sweaty now. I will stop it in just a moment as soon as we get going.
At the light, turn left onto West 4th Street, then turn right onto Wood Avenue. In 3/4 of a mile, turn right onto East 2nd Street.
Oh boy.
In half a mile, turn right onto East 2nd Street.
You know, they put up these barricades so people could walk in the grass and people wouldn't hit them. But instead, people were just walking in a lane of traffic. Yeah, the barricades are so that you would be on the right side of the barricade and have a safe place to walk. But it's cool. You want to walk in the street, there's not a lot of traffic. It's all good. It's complicated, I know. Up here it makes more sense because it's not dirt, it's actual pavement. But I bet those people are probably going to still walk on the left side of these barricades. We'll see. So where we're at now is like the main gate to get to the beach. They've closed off all beach access for this thing. The beach is coming. You've actually closed the beach. It's a huge undertaking that they've done here for this concert. And actually, it's not a concert. It's a whole series of concerts and bands that are playing for several days. It's like the Hooters girls are directing traffic over here. They're all in orange. They've got their annoyed faces on though, so I'm sure that they're probably annoyed. That's why I put my annoyed face on. Okay. So you've got 9 minutes to go for this delivery, and it should be, that's a fair estimate. We'll drop it off and then we'll see. My prediction is twofold on this one. Oh, hello, ladies. I don't know if you guys caught that. Twofold. The one we just dropped off probably did not tip. I'm going to stick to that, even though she kind of looked like she was a nice touristy type. I'm just, the nature of the order feels bad. And then I think this Burger King order, I'm going to guess that it did tip. And I'm going to guess that it tipped quite a bit. We'll see. By quite a bit, I mean I bet more than $5.
At the stop sign, turn left onto East Beach Boulevard. In 1.9 miles, turn left onto State Park Road 2.
This person in front of me almost ran down some pedestrians. Literally, there's people out there directing traffic. They stepped out and said stop, and then they just kind of kept going. Oh, they're on their phone. Gotcha. That explains everything. I'm on my phone. So it's all okay. We are going to a campground, actually. Let this person out. Got it. So that should be interesting. It's the address is on Campground Road on Orange Beach, and the unit number is very close to the address. So I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But I'm guessing there's a lot of places where people can just pull their trailers in. Huge lots of places for RVs and stuff down here. And those people occasionally order DoorDash, and I'm cool with that. I found that they tip pretty well, actually. One of my first trips out here, before I even lived here, a guy was in probably a $100,000 motorhome, and he had already tipped $20 in the app, and then he gave me $20, and I thought maybe he made a mistake. And I'm not, somewhat honest person, I thought I like to think. So I said, hey, you already tipped in the app. And he goes, yeah, but it took you a long time to get here, and I know this wasn't easy to find, yada yada. So that was pretty cool. $40 tip, and also not uncommon. This is my secret zone, though. Don't come down here and live here. This is for me and me only. And yeah, yeah, maybe we'll bring back just one dash. I think I'm going to. I made my decision. I'm gonna bring back just one dash on Mondays. It'll be noon Central, and we'll have a contest on the dash. It'll be live, so there'll be no way I can cheat. We're gonna guess how much the tip is. We'll have no idea of knowing because we'll be doing by the hour. And so just based on like the address, you know, what it looks like, and based on the food that they ordered from the restaurant, you can use whatever factors you think would influence you for the tip. And we'll just play along. That large order, we had a large order program from Chick-fil-A. It was $100 and tipped 20%, so we had a $20 tip on that one. 5 minutes away, and then this will be the end of this dash or this live. I appreciate everybody joining. It'll be available for a replay, obviously. I'll be doing more of these. You know, I really need to check in with Welty and see how he's succeeding with his lives, if they're producing viewership, if they're growing his audience, if he's making money, that sort of thing. If you haven't checked out his channel, Ryan Welty, it's at UUELTE.
At the next light, turn left.
The U's make a W, so don't put a W in there, put UUELTE, Welty. He's got some fun content. He's got a video from about a year ago. If you scroll back through his library, it's called something like Ryan Welty's taking over the internet or taking over the world or something like that. This is the first video I ever watched of him. And I think at that point, I hadn't actually even started my channel. And it just really, for some reason, just really kind of inspired me the way he just kind of did it off the cuff. And I wish I could be better at being
right,
off the cuff.
Turn left onto State Park Road 2.
But it kind of inspired me. And we have the same philosophies on a lot of topics, specifically financial, you know, aspirations, let's just say, and discipline. So it's somebody I'm sure that I would get along with if, you know, we had met not online, if we were just, you know, neighbors or something. You can't accuse me of being silent either. This one's gone almost 90 minutes, so definitely putting out the content today, albeit
In half a mile, turn right onto Campground Road.
some of a little dry. And that's my fault. I'm responsible for the content on this channel, nobody else. I'm supposed to be the one making DoorDashing interesting. So I'm doing my best to make it more interesting. I can feel that after 90 minutes of driving around, I think we've made 1, 2, 3, 4 deliveries. This will be number 4. You know, it's just kind of spent right now. So I'm gonna call it after this one, but we gotta find out how the tips went. I can almost guarantee you that first one we did, that add-on to the stack, or an add-on stack, it's going to be nothing. And this one, something tells me it's going to be $10. I don't know why. I just kind of feel it, but I bet it's between 5 and 10. More than 5, less than 10. And I bet it's 10 right on the money. 10 out of 10.
Turn right onto Campground Road.
Okay, let's look at the pin drop. I always think the pin drop is the best source to figure out where people are. Most of the time. I guess that's because I just don't
In a
trust
quarter
Apple
mile,
Maps.
arrive at Campground Road.
All right, and we're looking for 243. I got no additional info. I will meet you at the campground entrance. Oh, glad I just checked that. Let me call her up.
Number cannot be used anymore.
Oh, it's not helpful at all. Well, we're watching. Hello. I have a food delivery for a Jamie Lee, and she said she'd meet me at the entrance. That's not you, right?
Nope.
Okay. I can pull off into this lot over here or something, or... Okay, and I'll call her. Thank you. hot out there without this tinting. I can't say enough about the ceramic window tinting. All right, so I'm just gonna pull over here and try any fast ones.
Turn right onto Campground Road.
Yep.
Then arrive at
You're
your
done talking.
destination.
I am here. Red Kia. Alright. Entrance. Question mark. See, I think it's this person right in front of me. I just sent that message and she's texting now. Let's see what we get. I guarantee you that's probably her. No message back. Side bet that that is her. Just keeps walking. Because I thought that was her. As soon as I saw her, she had that look. Anybody who's looking at their phone like that just is either waiting for a ride from an Uber or DoorDash food or something. We're at 2 hours now. I've sent messages. They said they were going to meet me at the entrance. I said, I'm here. I'm in a red Kia. I'm at the entrance. I tried calling the number. We'll try it again. I don't think I'm going to get anything more than I got the last time.
This number cannot be used anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I tried calling you, but the number wasn't valid. Period. Can you call me so that we can meet? Question so that we can meet. Okay, so I've sent 3 messages. I have no desire at all to eat other people's food, especially fast food. Especially fast food I didn't order. So these huge things of all sugar, there's 2 of them, 89 ounces, however many ounces it is. I just pulled the lid of them. Put that back on. And like, what was it, 20 French toast sticks, I think we did the math. All right, well, we're not getting any response, and I can see where the pin drop is at. Let me just bust the gate, since we already kind of did. And we'll go to the pin drop. And if the ranger chases me down, I'll just say, oh, no, I'm just a DoorDash driver, I don't know anything. $254 is the suite number, or is the place number, 254. I am going to try to drive to where the pin was dropped. What can I do? I mean, Said we're getting paid by the hour, so. I don't see where the units are, the numbers for where the things going. Oh, there they are, right on the power thing. All right, so we're looking for 254. I suppose you guys would find it more interesting if you saw what I'm dealing with here. It's just a huge area for people to park their RVs at. It looks like I take the next turn and then I double back. Still no messages. You know, when I was the first dasher, this used to get me really anxious and upset and a variety of emotions and stuff. And I don't really get too worked up anymore. It's a little annoying more than anything else, but not even really that little. I mean, I get it, you know, especially if people who aren't using to live stream. Site 254. She said there was a Dodge Ram and stuff like that, so we'll find it. She said I could just set it there if nobody's there. 7. Okay, so it's gonna be left side. Ah, that's that red one right up there. Oh, looks like I've gone past it. 250. 252. Yeah, 254 right here. So I'm just gonna get turned around. How are you? It's for Jamie Lee. DoorDash. All right, success. So we're gonna pull in this little spot right here. We're just gonna see how we did. Okay, moment of truth. Completing the delivery steps, handed it directly to customer, all good. All right, woo! So let's see, $4 tip and $1 tip. Which one is which? 475, 776. I don't know which one is which. If I were a guessing man, I'd say it was the other one. There's a Papa John's down here? What do you know? Yeah, well, we'll go do that. I don't mind. And meanwhile, everybody, thank you for tuning in to my live today. Whoops, I did it right the first time. We'll see you next time.